So a few days ago, I actually dropped this video about Zaire Wade. The truth about Zaire Wade. And in that video, I pretty much went over what I thought about Zaire Wade and this whole situation with Sierra Canyon. And then I saw this comment. Somebody asked me about Bronny, about LeBron James Jr. And he asked me, yo, is Bronny overhyped? And the simple answer is no. So you know what? Let's talk about it. So when you're the son of an NBA Hall of Famer, especially a player that's without a doubt a top 15, top 10, and in this case, a top 2 to 3 player of all time, normally two things happen. Normally, you are covered by all the media. We are able to see your first dunk. All of your games are televised. You are posted on Overtime and Bleacher Report 100 times a week. And number two, you get scrutinized really unfairly if you think about it. So obviously we're here to talk about LeBron James Jr., Bronny James, and as I said in the intro, I don't think he's overhyped at all. So doing research for this video is a little bit harder. This won't be a long video, by the way, but it's a little bit harder because Bronny is a freshman in high school. Of course, now his freshman season is over. With this virus going around, they did cancel their state championship, I believe. But it is a little bit harder because finding the stats that he averaged is so much harder. We gotta judge him on a different scale. You see, like I said before, whenever you are the son of an NBA player, especially a player that some people call the greatest of all time, they will scrutinize you. I mean, the same thing happened with Shareef O'Neal, who I thought was really, really good in high school. I still saw him as being a player who needed to stay for at least his sophomore to junior season. I think he was unfairly scrutinized, and the same thing happened with Michael Jordan's kids. Like, you have games where Eric Gordon is busting them, and now the memes about them are going everywhere. But those still aren't really bad hoopers just because they don't make the NBA. Now, I understand this spotlight can make somebody like him look extremely overhyped, but to me, I think he's kind of underhyped at this point. I mean, of course, he's getting a lot of coverage. Like, they post all of his highlights, his first dunk, his first oop, all of that stuff. But if you watch him play and you've seen the development that's happened, it is almost insane. Because we've seen Bronny play basketball for like the last 3 years, which makes it so hard to actually grade him. And I could even argue, like, the last 2 seasons or the last 2 to 3 years that we've seen, he was never the best player on his team. At one point, I do think that Mikey Williams was definitely a better player than him, which was last year and the year before, and even Dior Johnson. Like, those are two guys who I think last season were definitely better, and this year heading into their freshman years, in the case of Mikey and Bronny, Mikey's putting up insane numbers on his team, dropping 70 points, doing all of that stuff. But even then, I still think that Bronny is the better player. And it's not because I'm overrating him, just because he is LeBron's son. And Mikey probably will be rated the number 1 or number 2 players whenever rankings for Bronny's class actually comes out. But I do think that Bronny currently is, or is close, and definitely will finish out as a better player. Now, let's get straight into my scouting or my evaluation of Bronny James. So right now he's sitting around 6'3 to 6'4. It's really hard to find how tall he is. Like I said, to really find a lot of accurate information. Some places have him listed at 6'2. Some places have him listed at 6'3, which is on the actual Sierra Canyon website. And some places even have him at 6'4. Regardless, he's around 6'3 to 6'4. And he's probably going to finish out around like 6'6. I would say might even get to 6'7. I mean, LeBron's like 6'9. I can definitely see him, like, he's already 6'3 minimum. He can definitely grow 4 inches in the next 3 seasons before he heads off to college. Now, if you look at Bronny and look at his playing time on Sierra Canyon, it doesn't really say much, especially when players like Mikey Williams is averaging like 40 points a game and he's dropping 70, like I said before. But there's one clear difference. Mikey joined his regular high school team, and Bronny's playing for Sierra Canyon, somebody who was just about to win state, somebody who's also won the last 2 state championships, I believe, and a team that is known for producing top level prospects. that's where the difference comes in. Mikey walked onto his team, he was instantly the best player. Bronny walked onto his team, Zaire Wade is there, a 3-star senior, and he has like 3 other 5-star players on his team, two of which are literally top 6 to 7 players in the country right now. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if whenever the rankings came out, they did rank Bronny as being a 4-star prospect, because like I said, they definitely will scrutinize him more. But if you've seen his game, it's really improving at a rapid rate. Obviously, at this point, I mean, he's still developing, and his balance in the last like 6 months or so has increased tremendously, and I do expect it to improve. He says his favorite player is Russell Westbrook, and I do see a lot of that in his game, along with LeBron, of course. I mean, if you look at the way that he brings up the ball and his dribbling style, is very reminiscent of his dad, which makes sense. But he's extremely athletic. He has great IQ. He's a great shooter. I would say he's almost a better shooter than LeBron. He's definitely a better shooter at this age than LeBron was. He's a great playmaker. He's a great defender. And like I said, he's playing with a smart IQ, which is probably why his numbers probably won't stand out, even if they did come out and show us how many points per game he actually averaged, because that's just not his role on the Sierra Canyon team. Like I said, he has a chance to learn from all of these other prospects on his team, and he's definitely going to develop as time goes on. Heading into next season, he probably will be the 2nd best player, if not the number 1 player. It depends on how good he gets over the next 8 months. Of course, heading into next season, the best player on that team would be Amari Bailey, who's ranked 6th in the class of 2022, I believe, and he's probably going to be the number 2 player on that team because of that. And you can definitely expect his role to expand. You can already see the way that he started off this season coming off the bench and not really getting a lot of playing time, but as the year progressed, his playing time increased dramatically, which is why you even saw him play in that regional championship as well. Regardless, I know I didn't really provide a lot of information about Bronny James, but it really comes down to this. Bronny has tremendous potential, probably the most potential in his entire class. Even though right now you guys won't be seeing the insane highlights, the insane points per games, or the scoring outings that some of the other prospects in his grade are actually putting up, but that's simply because he's playing on the best team in the nation, and that's probably why LeBron wanted his son to go there in the first place. He's playing against great competition with great players. He's learning how to take a backseat and be a part of a winning culture, and he's already got a championship under his belt. As a matter of fact, he has 2 from those AAU days as well. But personally, I think that by the time Bronny is a senior, he has an offer from Kentucky that he got whenever he was like in 8th grade. He probably has one from Duke too. But a ranking on him right now, he'd be a 5-star top 10 in his class. But knowing 24/7 Sports and ESPN, they're probably gonna rank him around a 4-star. That's probably what they're gonna do. He's gonna face more scrutiny just because of who his dad is, but he's extremely talented. If I have to rank all of the NBA player kids, especially at his age, he's better than a lot of them. Like, I'm just gonna be real with you. He's better than a lot of top players' kids, especially during their freshman year. I mean, you go back, you look at Sharif, his freshman year. You look at Jordan's kids, their freshman year. You look at Cole Anthony, even his freshman year. You're gonna look at them a whole lot differently. Personally, I think that Bronny, by his senior year, I definitely expect him to be a 5-star and be a top 5 player, at least a top 10 player in his class. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. But anyways, guys, if you guys enjoy these kind of videos, make sure you go and smash that like button. If you guys want to see what I think about Mikey Williams, another great prospect as well, let me know in the comment section below. Spam the like button and of course subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace, y'all.